What's up, man?
Just bugging.
Hey man, so today is February 5th and we're here in Ocala, Florida at the World
Equestrian Center.
Yes, I just let him do that for me.
Yeah, it's not something we use in our vocabulary all the time.
Yeah, but we're here because it's Festivals of Speed. David Blackwell, along with Joe, wanted to have a VW takeover. We're gonna check out some VWs and a bunch of other cars. Yeah, just get some nice shots, maybe a story with Earl about his 80s bug. We'll see.
We're just gonna wing it.
So we'll see you guys in there.
Yep.
Dalton, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How about you? Now, what you got
Doing
here?
good. Got a 57 Bug. It was an 80s custom car. It was built by Larry Musselbuck, Westmoreland Racing in Virginia in 1989. It was a June 1990 HotVW features car. I've got the magazine up here. Since I've had it, then in June of 2022, it was in the new first issue relaunch of VW Trends magazine. So it was in 2 different Volkswagen magazines, exactly 32 years apart to the month. So yeah, pretty cool car. And yeah, again, everything that's on it other than the engine is pretty much exactly as they built it in 1989. The paint, the seat, the vintage centerline wheels, everything. You know, it's kind of a survivor. It was kind of tucked away in garages for decades. Now I've got it out. I've been tweaking it and driving it and just really getting it out and enjoying it.
Look at them rims.
Roller sport seats, a car racing steering wheel. It's got a black Mamba shifter.
I really like that shifter.
It's got all the billet was done in the 80s. They actually made all of the billet goodies, mirrors, wiper arms, and dash. They made all of that in-house at Westmoreland Racing when they built the car.
You don't know how many cc's it is because your buddy never told you how many cc's it was.
Yeah, so when he bought the car, it had the Westmoreland drag racing motor in it. It was a 2332, and it was just crazy fast. When he bought it, he built a new engine, a new transmission, put it in the car. Just you couldn't practically drive it. It was just a beast. And when I bought the car from him, he had it done to look, you know, like it fit the car. But I was joking with him when I bought the car. I said, you know, how big's the engine? He said 1600. He was kind of laughing. I'm like, I know it's not a 1600. Well, he never would actually tell me. It's kind of an ongoing joke. And then unfortunately, about a year later, he died of COVID. And I never did find out what size the engine was. I believe it's a 1776. It's a really strong running car. I shifted around 5,000 RPM. You know, I can cruise up the Suncoast at 100 in it with no problem. It's a fast, zippy little car, but we're getting ready to start a new build. It's going to be a 2054. You know, something a lot kind of bigger and beefier, more like was originally in the car. Now, the drag motor that was in it, I ended up buying it from Bill months later. We put it in another 57, and we ended up selling that car about a month or so ago, and it's still in the Tampa Bay area.
Oh, that's nice.
But, you know, it's a nice cruiser, you know, fun, zippy little car, but we're going to make it faster.
I love them Tims.
The hole underneath the car is painted just like the top. It was all done in '89. It's super clean. Of course, I'm going to go through and detail and touch up paint and things like that, but it's just hard to believe that the car really has survived this long and that the paint job is in as good a shape as it is, that it was painted in '89. But I think that's a testament to, one, the quality of the workmanship that the Westmoreland family put into building this car. I've gotten to know Tim Westmoreland and some of the nephews that built it. I've gotten to know Michael Hall, who did the custom graphics on the side. So those guys, they just love seeing the car. I've already posted pictures of it, and they've, you know, online, and they've commented and liked and all this stuff. So they really are glad that somebody has a car that enjoys it, is keeping it up and using it, and they get to see pictures of it.
That is awesome.
And I did have it up for sale recently, but then I backed out and decided I couldn't sell it. I can't sell it. But I did tell Tim Westmoreland, because he hopefully one day he wants to buy the car, and I said, if I ever do part with it, I would certainly sell it back to the Westmoreland Racing family. So
it can live on in their family.
Yeah. So if I do ever sell it, that'd probably be the only folks I would sell it to. But you know, since my buddy Bill Bauer used to be in local boats, yeah, he had it for 8 years, and I bought it from him. So after he passed away, you know, kind of really felt bad about selling it, you know. And the reason he sold it to me is living in our neighborhood. He saw me driving my other Volkswagens every day, and he said the reason he sold it to me, he said, because I know, one, you take care of them, he goes, and two, I'll get to see you driving it to work all the time. So
that's awesome.
You know, that was really neat. So yeah, I appreciate him passing it on to me, and yeah, it's a fun car.
Now, I have gotten to see pictures on Facebook from you of the undercarriage of it, and it is one clean looking car.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a couple pictures. You can add them in there, but it's not up to my OCD standards.
Yeah.
You know, I will go through and touch up paint and everything, but you know, I'm kind of OCD about undercarriages and cars in general. But yeah, it's a really cool, clean Survivor.
Now, I see you got 34s right on here.
Yeah.
And are they hydro dipped by chance?
Yeah,
they carbon fiber.
Yeah, they've been hydro dipped to look like carbon fiber now, and the intakes, all of that. You know, it was like that when I bought the car, and I found out at a Christmas party a couple years ago that the guy that lives in my neighborhood was actually the one that did those. So,
yeah, it looks really nice, and I like this dipstick.
Yeah, everything custom, billet, backing plate, and all that. And it's got these custom fasteners all throughout the car, the undercarriage, inside the fender wells, like this, everywhere. It's just everything, every little detail in this car, they really took it, you know, all the way through. This is an original H apron from the 57.
Yeah.
But you'll see there's no holes for exhaust. Now, what that was popular back in the 80s, this is a fiberglass apron cover that's been riveted on. So the original H apron is under there, but they just cover it up with this fiberglass shell. So that was a popular thing in the 80s. Again, it was an 80s custom car, and they did it true to form in 80s style, and I've just kept it just like it was. You know.
Paint quality is just still holds up. It just held up so good.
I've done a lot of compounding and polishing and things on it, you know, since I've had it. It really went through an arduous process, but for the paint, you know, to survive at this level for this long, again, a testament to the workmanship and the quality of the products that they use.
And it's all about the prepping. So whoever prepped it did a damn good job of prepping.
And yet they started, I talked to Tim Westmoreland. He originally bought this car at the Manassas Bug Out in 1988 for $500, and it was a rust-free 57 Oval. And so then he sold it to his brother Larry, and this is what they built the car out of. They started with a really clean, rust-free, numbers-matching body and pan 57. There's not a spot of rust on it anywhere.
What you got going on with them back seats? Can somebody still sit in them, or are they just...
Not really. Of course, that was not actually done in '89. Somebody along the way put those in, and I think they really did it just to put the big subwoofer and speakers in the back.
So you do have a good sound system.
It's got an Alpine. It's a modern Alpine double bin and all this stuff. I haven't even hooked it up just because, I don't know, the car's so loud you'd have to turn it up.
Just
so
enjoy
loud.
the
I
sound
enjoy
of
the
the
sound of the
motor.
car, yeah. So I don't even have it hooked up.
How many gallons fuel tank?
I believe it's 10 gallons.
10 gallon?
When I got gas this morning, I ran it down to half a gallon left because I have no gas gauge. So I carry a 1 gallon gas can up here with a spare wheel tire should
Just
be.
in case.
I've had to use it a few times.
What's the name for it? I see Dave called it Clean Bean.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
Well, actually, Dave Holmes and I, DJ Dave Wave, we started calling it James Brown because it's 80s and it's funky. So they say, people ask, what's his name? It's James Brown.
James Brown.
You're gonna get a little better view of it. The hood down. It's now the guy that I bought it from, Bill Bauer. He had these bumpers put on it because when he bought it and brought it to Florida, they said it had to have bumpers. So because it did not have bumpers in the magazine originally, so he went 80s style, vintage Briz bumpers, aluminum. But he had the brackets custom welded
Those are really cool.
to the bumper, so there's no bolt holes in the front of the bumper. It really keeps the bumper smooth and clean. Same on the back. So, I have to say, when Bill did something, Bill did it right. And it really kind of flows with the theme of the car, with all the billet aluminum.
Really good. Very clean look.
And it's got the vintage metal frame, Rossi headlights. Yeah, the vintage center lines.
It's one clean bug. It's actually my first time ever seeing it. I think you brought it out to Bug Jam 2020, and it's probably in one of the videos.
Yeah.
But it is really nice finally actually seeing it.
Well, I had it for a while before I really kind of got all the bugs worked out, and because really he had built a new drivetrain and hadn't shaken it out, and it sat for so many years. So it really took me a long time to get it to where I could drive it a lot. But now I drive it all the time. I drove it up here this morning, about an hour and 20-minute drive, zipping up the Sun Coast, 75, 80, just cruising. Yeah.
Listening to that motor.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
a lot of fun, man. And the history. I really love bugs that have history and story and the vintage magazine stuff. So I don't know. I fall in love with the cars, especially when they have something unique or special. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, this is the second Volkswagen I've gotten the opportunity to interview with you.
Yeah.
Now, how many Volkswagens do you have in Thailand? I'd say, what, 6?
I'm down to 6.
6?
I had up to 12 not long ago, and they're always changing, coming and going, which I bought another one a week and a half ago, and I actually sold it yesterday.
Wow.
I got to finish a few things on it, but yeah, I made a deal to sell it yesterday. So, it's always finding them and fixing them, and then, sometimes I sell them, sometimes I keep them. It depends, but I've got my 62 hippie bug, the hand-painted hippie car.
I've never seen that one.
Never seen that one either, huh?
I'll get another video of that one.
Yeah. So again, they're all kind of unique. You've seen my bus, that 70s bus, which have a ton of fun in, camping and go hanging out, and we all pile in it. So again, it's a lifestyle, it's an addiction, and it's a hobby, and it's a passion.
Well, it's awesome to see that you keep the story living on and you actually drive it and enjoy it instead of leaving it at the garage.
I can't have cars that I don't drive. I mean, my 63 was my dad's car, and as much as it means to me, I still got to get out and drive. The hippie bug, got to drive it. This one, you got to drive it. I can't have a car and not enjoy it and use it the way it was intended, And the thing is, if something happens, I can fix it. I mean, that's what you do. So that's the joy of having them, is using them and enjoying them and sharing them.
I thank you for taking the time.
All righty,
really
thank you, Doc.
appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
I can't wait to interview you with all your other vehicles.
Awesome. Thanks, bud.
Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video of me covering Earl McSquirrel's awesome 1957 custom 80s themed bug. What a beautiful ride with an amazing story, just like all the Volkswagens that Earl owns. And if you guys missed out that awesome story I covered of his 1963 ragtop that his dad's owned for many years back at Bug Jam in November, then definitely go check that link down in the description. If you guys did enjoy watching this video, hit that like button, comment down below what your favorite part of the video was or what your favorite muscle car was. I gotta say, that Hemi Retro Cuda with the Hellcat motor was so cool. Definitely would have been my take-home car if I had the choice to take home any car out of there. Pretty good turnout though, and if you guys are free this weekend, then come on out to the VDUB factory in Ocala, Florida, and find some sweet deals at the swap meet. We're going to be chilling there with our Volkswagen family, showing them something awesome that has to do with Volksmania and Just Buggin. And if you guys would like a 10% discount on your next subscription for Volksmania VW Magazine, then use the code JustBuggin10, and I'll leave the link down in the description. Go get your Volksmania subscription. You won't want to miss the amazing stories that they cover.